works a little bit different, playing on the previous Mercy patch.
She's still getting ultimate charge from hacked health packs, the most important part. Kareev, though, already pressing forward. Nomi took a huge hit from Kareev as he tried to approach, and now Nomi's just clinging on to life, and the defense matrix won't be sufficient to keep him standing. Nevix may well be the next target, but also Dante and the rest of the Shock are in on the left-hand side.
Well, because Envy puts so much pressure in by that mega health pack, it forces Baby Bay and both supports for the Shock to back all the way up to where Nomi is just kind of standing there over by the point. All he has is that health pack, the little mini that Sombra has hacked to give him HP, and I know we're not going to last much longer than that.
Matrix needs to back away, but that's going to be the EMP using this fight, but it may not matter. Kareev now comes in with a tactical visor. Self-destruct, only find soon, but the rest of the Valiant are up on the point. Sleepy trying to use the high ground, take the high road, but it may not keep him alive. Baby Bay's in the thick of it though. Finds Unco, does manage to recall himself out, but Envy's there to protect. He takes Nevix down. We can see the Baby Bay has the back out with just a slither of health left, and it's Dante on the point. The Shock scrapping to get back in position.
Yeah, but the Shock don't let up a tick here. It's going to be the sound barrier now used by the Valiant. They're going to try and come on in. And Envy's actually spotted Nomi off to the side. They're able to pick up this kill. Now they're going to work their way back towards that point.
Oh, soon looking for a pulse bomb, but it's shut down by Baby Bay. Baby Bay's second kill for the fight. He's looking for more. Kareev has time to spray somehow. Oh, he gets cleaned up. Hit me, Baby Bay, one more time. Kareev more than happy to deliver. Cheeky.
Valiant gonna back out a little bit. It's gonna be the self-destruct that gets launched in here by Envy. He's able to get Dante.
Again, Dante removed. That's more time that he can't spend charging up his EMP, and it looks like another opportunity has presented itself for the Valiant to try and come forward now. Nomi into the mix, trying to pressure Kareev back, but he's got a biotic field to stand on. Plenty of healing for him, and a tactical visor. This guy has fallen like rain. He's had so many opportunities to use his ultimate, and now there's no one to protect the Shock. Oh, it's carnage! Kareev and Soon combining for a huge amount of kills. Beautiful bio-nade delivered by Unco to keep Kareev up on his feet as he faced the scrutiny of Nevix, and now the Valiant have some time on the point. They've gotten 2 ticks in the fight. Nomi gets burst down awfully fast. Nano boost used on towards Fate, and the very tanky Winston doing an extra bit of damage. Just what the Doctor ordered now. Pushing forward, still one player on the point. It's Dante just trying to keep it stored out, and that is going to be Sleepy in there with a Transcendence to keep things going.
EMP here from Dante is able to connect with a few members for the Los Angeles Valiant. Back and back, you see Nevix switches over to the Doomfist here, just trying to contest. The Valiant gonna land a big sound barrier though.
That sound barrier in, Nomi put to sleep, but he's woken up pretty much straight away. Gets bio-nated, and now it's gonna be pressure onto the point for Soon. He found Sleepy. Dak there, very low on HP, trying to wall climb his way to safety, but Envy's gonna be looking for him in a moment. Dak gets away, but he can't be on the point. Kareev, yet another tactical visor. How does he get so many of these? It's unbelievable. Now the Doomfist coming onto the point. Nevix drops. Verbo's found him. Surely we're close to a capture here. We're in overtime though. The Valiant can't afford to make any mistakes. They've done it! Who would have thought this would be so close?
Get some of the high ground here. You see Dante going on the flank, but it's really the opposite side where they're trying to get Baby Bay set up. They actually pinch and get Fate early. So just like the last attempt where Nomi went down early, it's the main tank now for the Valiant out of the equation.
Not good for the Valiant, and they try and disengage here, at least keep themselves scarce in the coming moments while they're waiting. Fate's obviously respawn, but it's tough. It's a long walk back from spawn, and Soon's down, so now there are only 3 players after Kareev's down. Only 3 left. Unco's gonna drop off the edge. They know it's pretty much done, and the Valiant know it's time to dig in, set up, and defend that second point. The Shock are in a very good position right now.
It was a lot like how the Valiant attacked, you know, except this time Dante goes over by that mega health pack. He's able to confident here, knowing he's got the healing, but that's the EMP coming in after the fact. Baby Bay doesn't care though. Plenty of damage that he can deliver, and Dante's found Fate with the pulse bomb. This is looking dangerous for the Los Angeles Valiant. Big Helix rocket connection for Baby Bay there. He forces back the reinforcements for the Valiant, who need to double back themselves to get some health. That's Kareev especially. He couldn't get onto the point. It's almost done already. Verbo throws himself at the point. Soon's already taken down. Now it's Fate to step up and take a shot. Unco joining now. 3 players, 4 here for the Valiant. But Kareev's down. Dante's working around the side. Piecemeal, he's making his way closer and closer. It's like a gobstopper, Matt. Fate low. Baby Bay forced out. And always another tactical visor for him ready to go. Yeah, they just gotta wait a few seconds. You're gonna get Nevix back into this fight. He's gonna put a self-destruct on the point. You see the May coming out from Envy. Not for long though. It's gonna be Dante able to pick him up. The Shock looking to take point B here, getting so close, Mitch. They finally take it. They
in the wings with the, hopefully, one pulse bomb to rule them all, but Unco is still going to give him problems. He needs to get rid of the Sombra, but he can't. He's forced into a recall. Pulse bomb dropped, however, by Soon, not finding its mark, so Dante has the advantage in that regard, and the Shock are now trying a different approach, more roundabout perhaps. That's a good stick though. Tough for Fate, he's down.
Oh, and they're going to use that sound barrier just a second too late. They're not able to keep him up. It'll be Kareem using his tack visor, but he gets pushed all the way out.
Here we go.
Primal Rage.
That's going to be Envy with a self-destruct on Nevix's mech, and Soon is low, forced into a recall, and Envy trying to chase Nevix down. That Mini Diva clearly quite the target, but Envy has to give up his mech as a result. It doesn't even get the Mini Diva. Unco gets the finish off at least, but surely there are bigger fish to fry. He doesn't get out. Translocator thrown in futility as Unco is cut down before he can escape the fray. In general, so both teams fielding a Tracer. However, Kareem is actually going to bring the Farah into the Valley.
Which is usually a role you see Agilities play. So they're going to stick with Kareem here in map number 2 to play far. It'll be Soon who takes out at the beginning. Dak goes off the side there. So not a great start here for the Shock. They're just losing the players quite quickly as they're going to have to back out.
That's tricky though for a Lucio player because you're jumping around a heck of a lot of the time. Dak was airborne when he was affected by the area of Primal Rage available for another couple of seconds, but he's not made much. Oh dear. He does get a jump reset as he comes out of Primal Rage, so you can essentially get a quick double jump to keep him alive.
Yeah, they use that sound barrier though from Dak, and they only connect with 2 other players. It connects with Sleepy and Nevix. And at that point, Nomi's jumping out of the fight, right? So you don't have your main tank there yet again as Unco just flying through the air. Use the Valkyrie at the beginning of this fight, already back up to 77%.
Might be done.
Probably don't even need it.
Already, the Shock never got in control of the point. Now they're just desperately throwing themselves at it, but they're running out of players and really can only go one at a time. Nice job by Nomi to get himself in through the window on one jump, but Dante is going to be knocked back. He'll still have a chance to get onto the point and prolong the course of this round, but he needs all 6 players with him to wrest control away, and that's not an option at this stage. A very quick... We reset. We go now towards Night Market, and Kareem wants to take a commanding position on the battlefield here to make sure he can get some early poke damage done. So far, so good. Oh, Baby Bay! Didn't see that one coming, did you? Helix Rocket coming out of nowhere. And that's huge. Kareem, he makes no personal investment physically in that fight. He doesn't throw himself in the mix. He still gets a kill. Massive.
That is a tough fight to lose here for the San Francisco Shock. Baby Bay is able to take out Fate at the beginning, and after that, everything falls apart. Sleepy and Dak, they jump off the side. They're going to reset themselves as...
I say to remove that from the battlefield with the use of Defense Matrix, and now Kareem is close to the tactical visor. He sees an orange streak fly past him, and he knows that Dante's encroaching, but with the Transcendence here, Kareem can have the confidence, the peace of mind to come forward and duel out, but he was on the edge, literally teetering on the precipice of falling off, and Baby Bay tells me extra damage required. He wasn't benefiting anymore from the Transcendence, but now Evan needs to resuit, get back in the mix. Unfortunately, most of his teammates have perished before he had the chance to remech, to resuit, to recommit to the fight, and he'll be removed himself in due time.
Should be able to take the point here rather quickly. All right, so it'll go up to 49% there for the Valiant. Thought it was going to tick over to 50 as now the Shock.
Perhaps a lack of follow-up as the rest of the Shock were following back to the point, leaving their Simeon combatant down in the mix, but they've lost Nomi and Dante. Now to start to fall like flies or dominoes, depending on what your game is. With Unco down, the only casualty from the Valiant, they take control back again.
Well, with this fight win here for the LA Valiant, you didn't have to use either of the support ults. You know, Unco is getting very close to Transcendence, but Turbo holds onto it, so you have that big support ult for the Valiant coming up soon.
Takes some cojones not to go for the sound barrier when your team's getting battered by a Winston in close quarters, and yet Verbo delivered. Now it's Kareem's turn to step up to the plate, but most of his targets are obscured by walls and other such pesky objects. And Kareem, he has aimbot but not wallhack. That's a different hero. Doesn't seem to matter though. He's still got rid of Nevix's mech. And forcing San Francisco to stay inside, away from the tactical visor, gave the Valiant all the space they needed to crush them, hammer and anvil style, inside those halls.
That'll be it. The Shock not able to make it back to the point.
Out that aggression from Dante so soon could find him with the shots here from his rifle. It looks like the San Francisco Shock are backing off the point here. They're going to use a Reinhardt shield as safe refuge as long as they can, but you can see it's cracked. It's definitely chipped, and now it's no longer really giving any protection whatsoever, and Fate just gives Nomi the big steel-clad embrace we know that Reinhardt provides. Baby Bay, sure enough, finds a kill, but he goes face first into a fire strike. And his story was cut very short.
Yeah, Unco built that nano boost rather quickly, gives it over to Fate.
Very very least, he thought about getting a high ground spot here to really catch the Valiant off guard. He thinks twice about it.
And there's going to be the grab that connects with 4 players there. Oh, and all 4 are dead.
Oh, the good stuff. Oh, the good stuff. Massive from Kareev there. Great setup, of course. A Graviton Surge provided by Envy ties the shot together in a nice little bow. Both support ultimate. San Francisco are going the whole way. Baby Bay and Dak are caught in that one. It's going to be an Earth Shatter from behind. Nomi catches Envy off, prevented him from following up on his own Graviton with the damage to the charge particle laser. But there's more to be done. Dak trying to keep himself scarce, but he knows he can't contest that on his own. Hoping that Dante's rather delayed Riptide will do something here, but no, very little. Even Unco, ever the sharp one, catches it out. However, payload still being kept in stasis. It's being contested. Nevix comes forward, gives himself the barrier to keep it shielded up, but he's pushed away and slept, and the objective comes up for the Valiant.
Finally able to complete their push down the streets. The Valiant now. The Valiant here just trying to buy themselves some space to get around that first corner.
Now soon going coast to coast with it there, and he's found Nomi. No Mercy present here for the San Francisco Shock, so this could be a huge opening now. No Reinhardt shield, that really hurts. Dutch has found Unco there as well, but it's time for Fake to lay the hammer down. Oh, that hurts! Fake gets a one-man swing, 2 kills from that one, and Dak is looking worse for wear on that payload. I'll give you the big tip. Soundberry now coming out for the remaining members of the Valiant, and it was 3 people to benefit from it. Also a nano boost if needed, but it won't be required. The Valiant, the Riptire, sit and wait with a Orb of Harmony and get the health back. And now that time is being used well by the Valiant here. Transcendence though is the response. Self-destruct comes in. Nomi's caught out. He's charged inside the statue, but he's poking around the corner enough to still be blown up. Sound Barrier also committed to the fight. The San Francisco Shock are going for broke. The Valiant disengage, gives some space, ready to re-engage at a moment's notice, but with Verbo down, this might be the best chance they've had all game. But soon, lazily lobs in a concussive mine, and Baby Bay comes out in a lot of different pieces. And now the Valiant have to come back in to pressure, and the Shock are missing players. They're close, they're giving it up. Perhaps some miscommunication for the Valiant. And now, got egg on their face as they sit around and realize their points have been taken out from under them.
And I think they were waiting for Verbo to get back, and it was a huge kill by Sleepy that took out Verbo, and he was about 90 fight here, the Valiant. So maybe if they just force the Shock to use some ultimates, they're in a good spot.
Oh, Nomi! I don't think that's where he intended to go with the Earth Shatter at all. Getting completely knocked out of position, and it's impossible to tell who got knocked down by that. However, Dante manages to connect to Riptide. So amongst the chaos, there is some consistency, and that is Junkrat being dominant.
But look, the Valiants are going to get back here with
second point re-engaged. This time they need to make sure it's centimeter perfect. Coming forward, double Graviton Surge being used, both teams there just being caught together, but Dante, he's free up on the top. No one's contesting him right now, and a Riptide will be just what the doctor ordered, but he gets burst down. Envy finds him when he's on the high ground, and the Riptide doesn't find the mark, but you're right, Matt, they get across despite that. Again, the Valiant relent.
And a big shatter, it'll be Baby Bay using his Deadeye. It'll be the Earth Shatter that comes out from Fate, doesn't connect with anything.
Nicely baited out, but Deadeye draws Fate forward. He kind of flubs that one, and oh, that's nice. Dante finds himself that 2-man Riptire, and it seems as if Soon was standing still and channeling his himself. But now the Shock, they're on the final stretch here. Yeah, there might be a chance for a couple players to come in for the Valley, but that communication was lacking a couple times this round. Touch the point, darn it! Envy gets there, Fate gets blown up in midair. Still the Coalescence to keep the Diva alive for now, and the Sound Barrier thrown in the mix as well, but this has been a slapdash attempt at recontesting here from the Valiant. They seemed unsure, Matt, about how they're going to do this one now, and the Shock are going to capitalize. You know they will. You know they had to do it to him. And they get the round done.
Barrier, so give it a go again.
The San Francisco Shock really have one good fight. They'll try and maybe get some poke done and build up their ultimates, but the best they can hope for maybe is getting sent, or the Junkrats with ultimate. Oh, hello there. Baby Bay finds him. Fate is also dispatched pretty quickly, and now here's the opening for the San Francisco Shock. It looks like the Valiant have put the wrong foot forward, and the Shock breathe a sigh of relief as now they get to stand up on the point here, and I think, yes, the Valiant have to disengage and actually try and hold. I don't really know if they can come in here, Matt.
Well, it looks like they may be setting up for something, because Envy and Unco have gone around all the way on the flank, so they've gone for the high ground, and now Verbo and the rest of the crew are coming through the choke here. They're going to use Coalescence as well.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. The ultimates were there. Oh, the Valiant got to respond here. At least Nomi cut down. Unco found him with a Coalescence. Here it is. Oh, the Valiant come back in. What about patience? Dante, that could be big, but Unco was removed, and Sleepy didn't get to the point in time. Baby Bay opted to step off the point.
Up to keep everybody behind him alive, right? You know, Baby Bay and Dante need that shield to be able to do their damage as Dante takes out Verbo.
San Francisco Shock trying to wrap here. Sneak Nevix into the backline. Doesn't quite work out. And Dante now gets picked off. Perhaps the shield wasn't there. Somehow Dak finds Soon. It's just Dak things, to be honest with you. Soon must have been grounded at that point. Perhaps he snuck out to a party. Perhaps it was Harsher that told him to stay in, but...
And with the Valiant's comp, too, they just gain a ton of information. This is actually a push that's coming in because Unko hits a sleep dart onto Nomi. So Nomi's down on the ground right now, and the push starts to come through.
Oh, and that sets up Fate's charge as well. Nomi's just getting patted and bruised around. And that's got to be it. The San Francisco Shock just get decimated, and then some. As Envy found sleeping to finish things off, and Kareev, just for a bit of style points, finishes the map. And the Valiant put themselves now at advantage. And we can say they put the Shock in check. With one map left in the series, they lead 2-1.
Top to go for that resurrection.
In the nick of time, Nevix arrives to protect Dak from Envy. Take him down with those auto cannons. But this is quite the brawl match. Neither of these two teams are willing to give an inch, but the Valiant seem to just have a little bit more impetus currently. Dante, okay. Dante manages to deal with Unko, but Kareev is waiting for that reflect to end, and amongst the commotion, the Valiant just pushed forward. They got that first checkpoint, and the Shock really didn't seem to be...
It's a very hard spot for the Valiant to break on through. You have Kareev play the Widowmaker, connects with 2 shots. Well, it usually is. I mean, when you're sitting on top of the ship in the middle of the map, it's very difficult to get players out of that position, especially with a Widowmaker who's always shooting up at the ship, right? The 76 can just see so much more. Well, it doesn't really matter though, because Kareev takes out Dante, then takes out Dak.
Yeah, so the Shock were in the spaceship, too busy trying to make the Kessel run in less than 10 parsecs, and Kareev was busy just wrecking them.
Taking the point.
Okay, they'll take the point too. Wake up, Shock!
And then the warning shot, he's gonna...
Oh! How about that, baby babe? What now? Tries to step out with a tactical visor. If that's hubris, I'll be surprised if it wasn't. Kareev just smashes him. I got a bit excited about that one, man. I'm not gonna lie. And that really hurts the Valiant. Pride comes before a fall, and now Baby Bay knows it for real. Fate's in the mix. Finds himself too.
And you still have the Valkyrie. You still have the Valkyrie and Transcendence here for the Valiant. They are in a great spot. Kareev can sit all the way in the back here. Just land these shots at will.
Get wrecked. All right, we're back into it. Baby Bay now has decided he wants to stop playing aim-related heroes, perhaps. It's time for the Roadhog here again. Create some space. That's what San Francisco really want to try and do here, but Baby Bay just got chucked down. There's too much presence and pressure from the Valiant over on that final point. And you can see, while Nomi's trying to deal with Kareev, the payload's going to sail home or get close to it at least. Nevix DC to look at Nomi in the background. He tried. He failed to get rid of Kareev, and now he's being punished. Good hook on the Fate, but no follow-up. Baby Bay, perhaps with Fate dropping down, the barrier actually prevented him from dying to the scrap gun, and now he's got the primal rage. Should be enough to get home. 3 minutes and 21 seconds, Matt. That's not slow at all. That's well quick. Matt does want to try and find some kills now, especially with the Valkyrie in play for the Shock. They need to get aggressive behind this, and they found Unko early.
It'll be Valkyrie for both sides. You're probably going to see Verbo try and get a res off on Unko here in a few seconds. Kareev will use that attack visor. There comes the res onto Unko. It's probably not enough, though.
All right, the Transcendence now being committed to the fight, but it's just Soon and Envy that are actually going to benefit from that at this stage. 3 players for the Los Angeles Valiant on the point. Self-destruct being thrown up. Nomi just taking cover here behind the forklift, and Envy will be taken down by Baby Bay eventually, and that will be the Shock to get over. So they're on the run. They're on the road. Meta is right now, providing these performances remain as they have been. Baby Bay's forced back, of course. You know, Kareev trying to dive bomb him, but Soon's gone down already to sleep. That first pick from the Zenyatta to open up the fight. It's such a big decider in so many of these engagements, and Verbo won't step down. That's Dante's 3rd Dragon Blade that he's died during, but at least this time, he actually gets something for his troubles. He's found enough kills here to set the motion or the ball rolling, and force the Valiant now back into a bit of a trickle situation. This is very good for the Shock. They need to keep this momentum going forward.
Yeah, the Valiant are going to try and contest here. You saw Unko Soon jump onto the payload. They eventually fall as Nevix do some work here with his teammates. It'll be point B taken for the Shock. 4 minutes plus.
You see Kareev still on respawn now, and Unko gets cut down pretty much straight away. However, Sleepy, so both of those Zenyatas are missing with the pulse bomb of Soon dropped on the San Francisco Zen. But now back to safety. You see Verbo trying to escape here. Where the Valkyrie available now, and he's cut down, and it's the Valiant that are in tatters. They're scattered all across the map. See, Envy's way away from the rest of his team. He tried to dive, and he was thwarted. He was desuited. He got back in, and then he got taken down again. Doesn't do much for the Valiant at all. The San Francisco Shock, one more fight, and they should be home.
And both Widowmakers with Infrasight there. It'll be Dante throwing a pulse bomb on the door, connects with Kareem. Baby Bay takes out Fate.
Should do it.
The shot close it out. It looks very likely.
That's gonna be it. All right, now we got ourselves a match. Despite facing the scrutiny of Fate.
And they did end up dropping Fate there. It'll be Envy who looks like he'll get back in his mech here, as it'll be the Valkyrie popped by the shock. So trying to win this first fight.
This is going to be the time. It might not even need a Dragon Blade right here.
Need it.
Dante would love to hold on to this. Oh, not okay. Perhaps I can't read minds after all. So he goes in, found Envy after got desuited. Soon, yeah, easy target there. Dragon Blade cleaned him up. In the meantime, Baby Bay had found Fate as he tried to come back in. This is very good. The shock, get that first stretch done with minimal issue. Time, and now Fate wants to go for the Mercy. He's forced the Valkyrie out of dark, but it's time for the Dragon Blade here. No, Transcendence coming out. Great response and counter from the Valiant, rendering Dante absolutely useless. He should fall in a moment now, as he'd fallen to very low points of HP, and it was Unco to deliver his final blow. Nevix desuited, Nomi back on the payload, and Dak just gets caught up in the mix. Collateral damage, no one was even shooting at the Mercy. A stray micro rocket.
Infrasight. I guess it puts them in a difficult spot, right? Do you want to go and deal with Kareem all the way in the back? Yeah.
Just needs one kill, and they're not aware of exactly where Kareem is right now. So if he peeked with Infrasight, got that easy kill, just lined up ahead through a wall, that could have opened things up. I get the idea, but again, you put yourself at great risk and you put yourself deep in enemy territory, but Fate comes to the rescue there. Nicely done. Soon was in trouble, and Dante did find it, but Sleepy and Dak have both fallen to the one very angry Winston, and Fate doesn't seem to be done yet. He wants to take this into his own hands. Baby Bay trying to run for the hills, but he won't get away from this man. Soon resurrected back in the fight. The Tracer returns to the fray for the Valiant and Kareem. A bit of SMG action to get it done, and the Valiant now breathe a sigh of relief. The first hurdle is jumped. In fact, a bit of damage done. Nomi's very low at this stage, and Suna's still looking to get a finish off, and Dante exposes his flank, gets out in front. That self-destruct could be critical, but Soon's able to get away from it. Unco is not so lucky.
It doesn't look like you're going to see Verbo go for a res here on the Unco. They're going to actually go
Stay
back.
safe, get the Valk.
Now they're going to get the res here, so they're going to go all the way back. They're going to get the res on the Unco.
Oh, here we go.
You're going to have your Valkyrie here very shortly.
It's inexorable. The Los Angeles Valiant are pushing forward. Nevix is just trying to stay alive right now, but he's so low. It was a great pulse bomb from Dante to get rid of the mech and the tank. There's no tanks for the Valiant, but they've got damage, raw damage, and they've got it in spades. You know that Unco's going to be dishing those orbs of destruction now, as he's trying to dismantle this defense for the shock. Knocked back, Fate drops on now, and look at this. The Primal Rage, very, very helpful, but he put to sleep from up above. It's Sleepy to make Fate sleep on the job. But now Nomi's going to be there. Give him a tinkle to wake him back up, and where are the shot? They got to get there! Nomi playing back around the corner. He couldn't make it to the payload, and Fate's timing was impeccable to return with the Primal Rage. And once again, the North versus Southern California crown goes back to the Valiants.